of all of the trends that go around on the internet, DEMURE is one that as a psychologist I love and that I actually would encourage to follow. Hi, I'm Maria Paula Bermeo, clinical psychologist, and on this channel we talk about everything related to, of course, psychology. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Before starting this video, I want to remind you that I give in-person therapy. And if you're out of the city, I got you because I also give online therapy. If you need a consultation, please feel free to reach me out on my social media, my phone number, my email. All of them will be listed down below on the description box as well. Okay, so around a week or two ago, I started to see TikTok videos in which people were just saying X thing is very demure, or comments under the lines, OMG, that is so demure. And I was like, what is demure? So I decided to do my research and I found the OG DEMURE creator, the DEMURE ambassador, the TikTok user Jules LeBron that goes under the @Giuliani. So this is the video that started DEMURE.
See how I come to work? Very demure. I do my makeup, I lay my wig, I do a little braid, I flat iron my hair, I do chi-chis out, I do viral vanilla. Very demure, very mindful. Let's not forget to be demure divas.
So DEMURE is basically being classy and elegant. And you're gonna tell me, what does this have to do with psychology? We all know how the internet damages the brain. From short attention spans, dumb challenges that can risk people's lives, misinformation. As I always say, the internet is a jungle. Hence why it is so refreshing to see some common sense getting viral. Because it helps people, especially young developing people, to act in a more functional way. Something that we really need in our over-the-top extremist world. Whether if you support, respect, or are part of the LGBTQ plus community or not, honestly, with this trend, that is the least we should focus on. It is so necessary to admit Jules has become so recognized in a short time, but is well deserved. Many of the things Miss DEMURE, as she calls herself, promotes are things like,
you see how I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful. I don't come to work with a green cut crease. I don't look like a clown when I go to work. I don't do too much. I'm very mindful while I'm at work. See how I look very presentable? The way I came to the interview is the way I go to the job. A lot of you girls go to the interview looking like Marge Simpson and go to the job looking like Patty and Selma. Not demure. I'm very modest. I'm very mindful. You see my shirt? Only a little chichi out, not my chocho. A lot of you divas just don't know how to find balance, and that's why you're not demure. You see, I don't just go in with a little skin tint and a little oil on the wig. That's underselling yourself, ladies. Ladies, let's be mindful when we come to work. It's not a fashion show, but it's not a soup kitchen. You see how I do my nails? Very elegant. I don't do too much. I don't go too crazy. I don't do too long. Very demure. You see how I show up to the family vacation? Very early, very on time, very considerate, very demure. I don't show up and meet them at the airport. No, we escort each other together. We're a unit. We're very demure, very mindful. I'm not like you other girls. I don't just come to the family vacation whenever. I come with the family because it's a family vacation. Very demure, very mindful. You see how I come to sing honor roll? Very demure, very mindful. I wait in line. I don't rush people. You see how I am when the plane lands? I don't get up immediately. I don't rush. You see, I wait my turn. I'm very cutesy. I don't do too much. I don't do an applause when we land. I close my window. I'm very mindful. You see how I thank the hotel staff at the hotel I stay at for being mindful and demure? I do a nice 6 donuts. I do very nice donuts. I'm not like these other girls. I don't leave my room a disaster. I'm very mindful and very demure when I leave the hotel. This is for you guys. For you. This is for you guys.
First, Jules basically talks about makeup, hair, outfits, nails, perfume. She basically says you can look pretty without doing too much or too little, without showing too much, without being too extravagant. Me, as a psychologist who receives many people with low self-esteem and a lack of self-confidence because they feel if they don't show their bodies, if they don't have these caterpillar lashes, crazy dyed hair, they won't fit and will be left out. To this content creator, I literally cannot say more than say it louder, because finally there is someone that is spilling facts that balance is what actually should become fashion. Then she talks about waiting in line, not pushing when leaving a plane, being in time for a family trip. For many of us, these things are basic manners. But remember, in an age of wokeness in which people don't care about what others say, think, or feel, and are always right, hearing someone saying, be mindful, considerate, is amazing. Society has been promoting individuality way more than they should have, to the point that everyone feels like a main character and believe they can film themselves while lip-syncing to a song in the middle of a public transportation train, filming random people people in the supermarket, taking mirror selfies in the gym's bathroom or dressing room without thinking that the individuals around might feel so uncomfortable and annoyed. For the selfish, independent people, that isn't important because they are so fixated in this me idea that they just have stopped adapting to a majority and expect millions to adapt to them, to one single person. Lately, we've also seen movements as fat acceptance, health at every size, extreme feminists saying that obesity and overeating ultra-processed foods, it's just being gentle with yourself. And that you don't need to change your body to fit this white, racist, sexist, elitist, patriarchal standard. That you can do whatever you want with your body, even if that it is neglecting your own personal hygiene, because it is your body, your choice. Which honestly, from an objective psychological point of view, ends up being very dysfunctional. But something that I love about Jules is that she promotes real self-care. Just watch.
Ladies, it is very hot outside and it is too hot for you ladies to not be wearing deodorant. Be mindful of why you're outside. Be considerate of the people that are around you. Smelling good is very demure. Ladies, remember, it is never demure to eat all of your food at once. You see me, I'm very demure. I save my baked potato for later. I save my little salmon for later. I do my rice. I get a little pork chop. I steal the ramekin filled with garlic butter. I'm very demure, very mindful. Here is me before and after demurity. Ladies, be mindful of why you went to the gym. Be mindful that your progress might be slow, and if you're a super fat, after a few months you might just be a normal fat. I'm very mindful on my weight loss journey. I'm not trying to push it down everyone's throats.
See? Smell good, use deodorant, be hygienic, be demure. That is self-care. I also love that she actually says the truth. Fast food places and other restaurants actually serve quite a lot of food that is difficult to finish. Some activists might say that not finishing those big plates is fat-phobic, but Jules is like, you don't need to vacuum your plate, you can save the leftovers for later, and that is so healthy, so stable. She also doesn't shy away from talking about her weight loss journey and how she has felt and looked better. Awesome. And if that isn't enough, I seriously need to talk about how she's so upfront about the well-known victim mentality, which is guilty of many of the mental issues from people nowadays.
Okay, so recently I stopped victimizing myself, and it's crazy how life has opened up since I stopped pretending like I'm like a fucking victim. Like since I pretend like the world's against me. Bitch, sometimes you're the fucking problem. Like honestly, for me, I felt very like unheard throughout like most of my childhood, and I felt like my parents like invalidated a lot of my feelings, and that made me turn into a loud-ass complainer. Anytime anything happened to me or anytime I perceived something, I perceived it as it was like the worst thing that ever happened to me, or like it was only happening to me. Like other people don't be going through the same shit. You know what I mean? Like especially like, you know, being trans, being plus size, it was just so easy for me to be like, no, like brands don't want to work with me because like I'm big, and brands don't like want to work with me because I'm trans. Maybe brands don't want to work with you because you're fucking messy and you don't post consistent content or quality content most of the time. Maybe that's the reason, babe. Maybe it's because you come on this bitch complaining all the goddamn time about brands, and then you put brands on the spot, and then you wonder, why don't brands want to work with me? Well, bitch. And ever since I shut the fuck up and I looked at myself and I said, you're acting like a victim. You think you're owed something because you got a few followers? People are dying. like people are literally dying. You know what I mean? Like, get it together. And you know what's crazy? Ever since I like took more responsibility and stopped acting like a fucking kid, got a full-time job, got my own apartment, brand deals coming in, started losing weight, started having better skin, started feeling better, started being more confident. like when you just say, hey, you know what? Sometimes I'm a piece of shit and I need to fix it, then you can actually fix it. But when you come up on here all the time talking about like, oh my God, and this happened to me, and then oh my God, like that happened to me, and then oh my God, like no, and then this brand is a... Girl, the world don't owe you shit. If you don't get up off your ass and make some shit work for you.
This is what we have needed to hear for so long. Minorities these days are far from oppressed. They just want to believe and convince others that they are, so they can be able to roll around being problematic without changing and becoming a better version of themselves. Because that requires a lot of effort which they don't want to put. So they rather stay in their comfort, mentally unhealthy zone. Giuliani says herself out of her own experiences being a plus-size trans person. And finally, she promotes responsibility.
Listen, I'm never going to tell you divas to go out and quit your job. I'm always going to tell you divas, go and get a job if you need to. Go and do what you need to do to make your bills and your ends meet. But baby, one thing you learn about me, I go and chase these dreams. I go in after my shit. Because what I learned the hard way is no one makes it happen for you but you. Shower, running, laundry, getting done, shoes getting clean. I have a trip and I just landed. That little 9-to-5 job is going to be there when you come back. Unless it's a career, unless it's a major life move, you need to follow your dreams.
You know, everyone thinks that they can drop their their job and focus on being an influencer nowadays. Most kids are set to dream to be an influencer rather than having another kind of job. A lot of people on the web tell you quit that job and enjoy your life or anything between those lines. But here we have Miss DEMURE actually telling you be responsible, work, put the effort, don't be conformist, don't do the bare minimum, do something and be someone. You know, despite of her persona being so Kardashian coded, as I've seen a very few saying, Jules is the epitome of logical thinking, and after all, she's just encouraging everyone watching her content to act in a polite, educated, considerate way, something that in this era has to be spread in a wide scale. Is there something new that you learned from this video, or you would like to add something to the conversation? Leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to like and share this video with someone that may need it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss for more interesting psychology content. Thanks for watching.